We're coming to you from our studios in Accra here, Kukumlemle, also streaming live on DSTV and GoTV. Please, you can also find us via the world using myjoyonline.com. Our details now. The Ghana Boundary Commission will start reaffirmation exercise this week to replace destroyed boundary pillars between Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire. It's the first joint sensitization and reaffirmation exercise between the two neighbors. Maxwell Ababa has more.
Of the Half Asnes Senior High School on parade at Newtown in the Western region where the event was held. The Ghana Boundary Commission has been engaged in reaffirmation exercise to replace destroyed boundary pillars with Togo. The joint reaffirmation exercise to replace all destroyed boundary pillars with Ghana's western neighbors Cote d'Ivoire will begin this week. Speaking at the joint sensitization program, National Coordinator of the Ghana Boundary Commission, Major General Okotia, said a joint inspection of the international maritime boundary with Cote d'Ivoire would take place in March. As a lighthouse will be constructed in the area to align with the land boundary terminus, which serves as a guide for the maritime boundary between the two countries.
We are appealing to Cote d'Ivoire that next year, March, the Cote d'Ivoire Navy should come and we will have a joint inspection on our maritime boundary. Going further, we would also be conducting, as I mentioned, another inspection in March. The first inspection was organized in April this year. Future joint inspections with Cote d'Ivoire will help the collaboration and cooperation that we have been seeking over the years.
Major General Okotia says the team engaged in the boundary reaffirmation exercise will be introducing new types of pillars which are different from what were used in the colonial era.
What are the reasons for reaffirmation? We will be introducing some new types of pillars. First of all, the main pillars will not be like the colonial type of pillars. There will be new type of pillars that the technical teams will decide and agree. We will also be introducing intermediary pillars. Apart from intermediary pillars, we will be introducing border crossing pillars. Where there is a border post, there will be a pillar there that will guide the Ghana Immigration Service of where the boundary location is. We are hoping that in future, a lighthouse and a monument will be jointly built between Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire at the pillar as a symbol to show that that is the maritime boundary on land running into sea.
Western Regional Minister Kwabotri says the replacement of the boundary pillars or reaffirmation exercise contributes to regional peace and stability.
This exercise does not only uphold the principles of good neighborliness, but also contributes to the maintenance of regional peace, stability, and development. In addition to the technical aspects of our mission, the joint sensitization effort here in Newtown and its Ivorian counterpart are also equally significant. These engagements with the local communities illustrate our dedication to transparent and inclusive boundary management.
Executive Secretary of the National Boundary Commission of Cote d'Ivoire, Dika Lydia Konate, is happy with the progress of work by the two countries.
To speak to the population so that they can help our experts to do the job, to do all the activities.
Representative of the GIZ African Union Border Program, Ms. Valerie Nenanik, lauded the Ghana Boundary Commission for its work in creating an atmosphere of peace.
On behalf of the German government, I would like to commend the boundary commissions of both Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire for their exemplary show of cooperation towards good border governance in their respective countries.
There were various stakeholders at the event, including community members and traditional leaders. The traditional leaders declared their support for the reaffirmation exercise and pledged to cooperate.
Now, head of the Ghana Boundary Commission, Major General Emmanuel Cote, has been sharing some more details of their work on the AM show.
There were various subjects that were discussed, and one of the subjects that came up was mechanisms of setting up the frameworks for national boundary commissions. And if you look at the mechanisms include having legal framework. Most of the countries don't have a dedicated law like we have, an act of parliament that establishes. The Nigerians have an act of parliament that establishes it. So that is the beginning of it. So most of them agree that they need to carry that first, and they need their political actors to understand the dynamism and where to start from. The other issue is that, you see, the issue of boundaries, especially international boundaries on the maritime and land front, has it's more of international. So there is a need for the collaboration with the various ministry of the states, collaborate with the various ministries of foreign affairs. We have been doing very well. So we had a slot for a director from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to lead a discussion on the relationship between foreign affairs and boundary commissions. And the outcome in that respect was also very interesting. And they got to know that there is a relation. The start point is for them to even have that relationship with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, apart from the legal frameworks and various aspects that they need to set up. The other aspect was we had them educated on geometrics and survey on land and maritime boundaries. And let me mention especially on geometrics. It's very interesting that so many people do not understand the laws and mechanisms that is associated with maritime boundaries. So there was the need for them to be brought up in that dynamic because they are there, but they don't understand those dynamics. And it was very insightful. So they have agreed that there are a number of conferences that each country, state parties are supposed to attend at the UN level, at various international forums. And we came out with those ideas, and I told them that the experiences Ghana we have really had so far as attending these conferences were concerned. Another interesting dimension was gender mainstreaming along boundary commissions. Now, we realize that most of the people that you'll be dealing with along the borders, especially the deprived communities, you have a lot of women and children who are really in that category. There was a need for them to be updated in that circumstance and for them to come out with strategies so far as cross-border cooperation is concerned. Then the African Union Convention on Cross-Border Cooperation was also another thing that featured. So we had a representative for African Union who came and gave highlights of it and the need for all the countries to associate themselves. But one of the key highlights was that there was a need for African Union and ECOWAS to bring this topical issue for a head of states meeting, discussion at the head of states level, so that the importance of boundary commissions will be highlighted.